Hey everybody, it's Mike, welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time we got to Blackthorn City and we're just going to storm right into the gym like we're some showboat trainer, which we are. So we got Heracross out and we're just going to storm and just head right through these guys. I'm not going to cut anything out in this video because I don't feel like editing. I'm just not in one of those moods. Well, I mean that's when the mood I'm in right now, but maybe I will be in an editing mood some other time, I don't know, when I actually edit the video. It tends to be only when I edit videos is when I feel like editing, if that makes any sense, which it clearly doesn't. Anyways, you can see the levels here are actually kind of high compared to what we've been seeing. So, and all these Pokemon tend to know Dragon Rage. Dragon Rage always does 40 HP. Yeah. Which is so pitiful because there are like no dragon type moves until like Dragon Claw basically in the home games. I mean in the first game there was nothing, there was Dragon Rage. But it wasn't a dragon type move because it just doesn't matter, it just always did 40 damage, so it didn't matter if it was not very effective, super effective or whatever. So I mean there's Twister in this game, that kinda sucks though. Like there's no dragon type move really for Pokemon to know. So as mythical and as amazing that they're supposed to be, they didn't really know any good moves to go along with them until a long time. Once Dragon Claw came around, then some of them got good, and then once Dragon Pulse came around, others got better. Like obviously Dratini can't learn Dragon Claw because it doesn't have hands, so Dragon Pulse benefited it much, much more. Now they got Dragon Fang and Dragon Bajuboos and I don't know, whatever. You get the whole schmo. But they were very overrated Pokemon back in the day, and all the good Pokemon in the original 150 are very underrated, like Dodrio and Weezing and my favorites. Not saying that like my favorites are the best, but they're good Pokemon that completely get forgotten about. I'm actually gonna go to Lantern. I don't care if it's the highest Pokemon. It's just a nice fast way to get through this next trainer. Actually, these next two trainers. And look at that, you need strength in this gym too. I guess this game really likes strength. So you know what? Two of the gyms we're gonna need strength or whatever. But I don't know. Really is, I guess, the first game that made their gyms like have nice creative puzzles to them. I mean, really they didn't. I mean, in the first games, there was no. I mean, everything was just a straight line, you know, except for the Vermilion gym. But that was just super annoying trying to find those trash cans. With those trash cans, I never like you have to get those two locks to go, and every time I get the first lock, you know, the second lock is always adjacent to it, like either to the left or to the right of it. But I always just thought it was random, so I would just go somewhere else and pick, and I would always get it wrong, because I never would pick the one right beside it, because that would be silly. So I could never, it always just take me like a half an hour to go through that. It's easy when the first lock's actually in a corner, because then you know that it has to be to the one just right or just left of it. But anyways, I used to have a friend, I guess he's still my friend, but when we were really young, his name was Cody. I mean, everyone knows a guy named Cody, so, but we used to play this game together, and he always used to laugh at me because the trainer that had his name had Pokemon level 34, and the one that had my name had Pokemon at like level 15 or something, I don't know. So, yep, I always discriminated. I had a very tough life. Of course not, I'm just kidding. Just making funnies that aren't really funny. I don't know, what do you call those? Funnies, I guess. Funnies aren't really funny to begin with, like, I don't know. There are, like, no good comic strips anymore these days. Like, nothing will ever beat Calvin and Hobbes. And it's just, that's like a law. I mean, it's never going to be better than Calvin and Hobbes. So anyways, we're going to use strength here, and I think there's only like one more gym trainer in here. Can't believe I remember it took me a whole video to do this, and oh, there's two. It took me a whole video to do this in Pokemon, when I did Pokemon Gold the first time. But I only had 11 minutes back then. The good old days, eh? When you had time to do everything. Or no, when you didn't have time to do it. It's the other way around, silly. Anyways, we'll knock out these last two trainers here, and we will actually. There's two trainers. You can't see one. It's in the corner of the screen, and we're gonna end the video short. And I might just make them half videos, or no, half videos is stupid. I'll just end it short and do a new video. Just because I want the gym leader to kind of be in its own way, because I think it'll be 8 minutes by the time I finish these trainers up, and that will definitely not be enough for this gym leader, because it's a kind of a tough gym leader, I will admit there, and it's being Thunder Wave, which I always say, fire Pokemon can't get burned, poison Pokemon can't get poisoned, but for some reason, electric type Pokemon can still get paralyzed. Never understood that, and never will. Then again, I mean, it's not like psychic Pokemon can still go to sleep, but that's because, you know, it's not like you think. I mean, it's kind of what you think, psychic Pokemon sleep. But everyone sleeps, not just psychic people. I mean, not that I don't think I don't think there is any psychic people on this planet. And I would think most of it is just coincidence. And sometimes coincidences happen more than they think to some people, and they think they're psychic, and others believe it too. Either they're just really lucky people, or maybe there is something, I don't know, if ESP or whatever exists. I have no idea. I mean, I can't be the person to tell you that it exists, but I can't be the person to tell you that it doesn't exist if you believe in either. I'm just kind of one of those middle people. I'm like, well, I'm not going to be a hard believer in one or the other, but, you know, it's kind of hard to believe that it would exist, but hey, you never know. I mean, just that there are people who think, well, it happens on TV, so it must be real. Yeah, just because it's called a reality TV show doesn't really mean it's real. I don't know if people tend to get that point or not. I don't know why there's always these hard-pressed luck stories about some family or whatever, and I'm not saying that, I mean, some of the first 2 or 3 that went on TV were true, but, I mean, I always hate that when you watch, like, I mean, I never really watched Oprah, but, I mean, you know, sometimes you're just on and you're kind of flipping through it, or Ellen, or other people who like to give away money to people or whatever. I mean, I wonder if they really ever think that, I wonder if this person is really just trying to scam me of money. Like, I know they're trying to do a good thing, and which they are, they're doing a very good thing, but I wonder if they ever once go, you know, maybe this person is just trying to rip me off, or trying to take advantage of me. And because, you know what, there are people in this world who do that, so, unfortunately there is, and there's really not much you can do about it. That's just the way some people are. I mean, I guess there's probably a lot of people that get tempted with the money that they give away, that say, hey, I'll just say I got this hard. I'm not saying that their stories aren't true, but I just think some people will, like, you know, they had a hard life and they'll go, oh, I'll write to Ellen, no, she'll give me money, she'll help me out. I mean, I know, to me, people shouldn't be telling you, like, oh, you need to help me out, because that's just like, unless you're really desperate or something. But that's just kind of silly. It needs to be the person like Oprah or Ellen, or I can't, there's others, like a lot of examples, need to go out and find the people themselves so they know that they're not getting ripped off. Although I know they never feel that way, you would think, but I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, they probably would think that some people are indeed taking advantage of them. Yeah. I mean, you always see the letters, it's like, oh, Ellen, I'm just had such a tough life, and yada yada. I mean, yes, I'm sure you've had a hard life, and I'm not gonna take that away from you, but you just, the people are just writing because they know they're gonna give them money, and it's just, I don't know, that always bugged me. Anyways, I used that full restore, or else I was gonna be pretty close to toast because all my Pokemon were paralyzed. And this video is actually ended up being pretty long here anyways. This last trainer here has taken quite a while, if I do say so myself. And we're going to finish it off right here though. And we're going to get 1110 experience points from that. Cool, Trainer Lolo's defeated. Way to go! Thank you. I'm going to take on you next time. That's not until next time. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and so long.